Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today we're talking about VidCon. So if you search up VidCon vlog, you're bound to find many different types of videos about VidCon, some good, some bad, but I'm here to share with you my story and my experience with VidCon, and yes, it really did change my life. I'm not even kidding about that, I really did. Not in the way that you would expect, but it did change my life, for sure. Without further ado, let us begin the conversation about VidCon. I'm also gonna have a little snack, so if you see anything in my teeth, I'm sorry. I actually went to VidCon with the industry track. Now, if you're not familiar with the different tracks, you'll want to pay attention because it does matter which one you get. So the first track and the cheapest ticket is going to be the community track ticket. And those are people that aren't creators and that aren't there for the industry track, obviously. Those are people like fans, mostly children and their parents. So something else that you're going to see a lot of at VidCon are mobs. Yeah. So that's gonna happen sometimes. Don't be alarmed. Nobody's dying, but it's a lot. And I have no idea who that even is. The creator track is the next step up, and you guessed it, it's for creators. And then you have the industry track, which was the track that I went. And the industry track gets access to everything that the creator track and the community track gets access to. So all the panels, whatever, I get to pick and choose which ones I want to go to. I can go to the creator track events. Basically everything that you can do with creator and community, you can do when you have the industry track ticket and bracelet. There is a higher track that you can't buy tickets for, and that is the all access or like invited or guest track. And I don't even know why, if I'm supposed to be calling it a track, because you can't purchase tickets for it, but there are people walking around with, this year it was yellow lanyards and yellow bracelets, and those were creators that were invited by YouTube and basically got to go into like a special YouTube area that was actually really, really fancy. And I got to experience this area my first day because it was open to everybody, but the following days they shut it down and I wasn't able to go in there without an extra like wristband, and I didn't know how to get that. So I was the industry track, and industry is for like if you're part of a company, like CEOs, marketing managers, marketing strategists. I'm a content specialist for the company that I work for, so they sent me to learn more techniques and just kind of like soak up on all the information I could on how to make our channels more successful on YouTube and on other platforms. So now that we have that out of the way, I will basically just start from the very, very beginning. Most of this beginning stuff is going to be about the industry track specifically, but as we go on, because later on in the weekend, the industry stuff kind of fell off, then I'll be talking more about the creator stuff, and then I'll be talking about the super awesome exclusive party that I got to go to. It was so cool. But I'll talk about that at the very end. In the very beginning, I was mailed my lanyard and my wristband, and I did not read the instructions when I got my wristband because I put it right on, and it had like a little adjustable white piece, and that was how you tighten the wristband onto your wrist, and it's locked, like it's a lockable wristband. It does lock, so like you can't pull it back off. So luckily I didn't tighten it up all the way, or else I would have been hanging out for like a week before VidCon with a wristband on my wrist, and it would have looked really gross by the time it got to VidCon. This has an RFID chip inside. I don't know if you can see, but it has some writing on the back of it. That was how you got in and out of VidCon. So you would actually scan it on these little towers that they had right next to security, and that's how you got in and out. And you'd also have to scan, obviously, when you go out as well. They also had like people waiting outside of the panels. So when you were done in a workshop or you were done in a panel or whatever talk you were in, there's people waiting at the door to scan your scanner. And if you went to a certain amount of panels and talks within a certain category, you got like a certificate, and you got like VidCon certified in whatever you were going to learn about. Flash forward, we're gonna skip all the travel and everything because everyone knows what it's like to travel, but I got to my hotel on Wednesday because I traveled out on Wednesday, and the industry track actually had a pre-party Wednesday night that was at the Hilton. It's super fancy, the fanciest hotel I've ever been, and I didn't take any b-roll because there was just a ton of people around and I was still a little bit shy when I first got there. We were up on like the 5th floor, and there was this big like courtyard area on the 5th floor, and there was like 2 bars, and just everyone was walking around having a good time networking. And I met Malik and David. I met David actually on a Facebook page but I met them both, and they kind of like took me under their wing and like let me hang out with them and introduced me to some really cool people, so that was really nice. They actually gave me the key to an exclusive VidCon decompression party, but I'll explain more about that later on. On Thursday, I went to all of my panels And this is the day I think I said hi to Jarvis Johnson, which is like one of my favorite YouTubers. If you haven't checked him out, you should definitely go check him out. And I also went to Audrey Ember's Create Her meetup, and if you're not part of the Create Her page and you are a female creator, then I highly suggest that you check that out because it's super awesome, super supportive group of young ladies and older ladies. I don't know why I said young ladies. It's all ladies of all ages. You want to be comfortable in what you're wearing. Don't bring like heels. I saw so many people wearing heels. I saw so many like young people wearing heels, like teens. I'm like, why are you wearing heels to VidCon? Like, it's VidCon. You're gonna be walking miles and miles a day. So just make sure you're really comfortable. Bring a jacket. In the industry section, it was freezing. It was at least 10 degrees colder in the industry section of VidCon than it was in the rest of the convention center. I swear, it was so cold. So definitely bring a jacket. I know it's LA, but still, bring a jacket. Another tip that I have for you, especially if you're even in creator track or industry track, bring a recorder if you want to listen to the stuff, but don't worry about like writing stuff down in a notebook. Just take pictures of the presentation. And honestly, like, I found that taking notes on my phone was way faster than writing it down because my handwriting is so much slower than like texting. So I just pulled out my notes and just texted, and then I like flipped it up and took pictures, whatever. You're allowed to take cameras in pretty much all of the presentations that I saw. There was people filming the presentation, so if you're somebody who needs to film it and watch it later, go for it. I didn't see any issues with that at all whatsoever. As far as food goes, there was a lot of food available at VidCon. There was like free cereal at VidCon. There was Cinnamon Toast Crunch was one of the sponsors there, or they had a booth there. So there was free cereal from them if you wanted it, but there was also a bunch of food trucks, and then there was also like basic convention con food that was like native to the actual convention center, which was okay, but I would honestly rather just go to the food truck. So I was really glad that they had food trucks there. It was expensive though. I think I got like a brisket mac and cheese bowl and it cost me like $14. Yeah, I mean, it's expensive, but it's good. Another really cool thing about the industry track was that there were a bunch of, first of all, lunch was provided for the industry track both days, but the line was long. In conclusion, for the industry track stuff, there was like an industry track reception on Saturday afternoon. I kind of skipped that. It was basically the same thing as a pre-party, and since I really hadn't met anybody new and everybody kind of like had already formed their own groups and was eating, I didn't want to like interrupt anybody, so I just found like a little alcove to go sit in and charge my phone and just kind of like relax and have my tacos. So yeah, that was it for industry. Moving on to the creator track, or basically just everything else about VidCon that was really cool. There were a lot of booths, a lot of really cool, awesome booths. There was a whole section of merch, and a lot of the booths were like really interactive, so you can go take pictures in there, you could chill in there. There was like a whole sports area where people were teaching other people how to, well actually it was women, where these women skateboarders were teaching kids and other people how to skateboard. So that was really cool. I thought that was going to be going on all weekend, but it wasn't. Otherwise I would have done it right then and there because I think that's so cool. And they had like little ramps and everything set up, but there was a lot of activities to do. So if you're like a parent, or if you're somebody who just wants to know what VidCon looks like on the inside, watch this little clip because it's really cool.
Yes, it's a good day for singing the song. Yes, it's a good day for moving along. Yes, it's a good day. How can anything go wrong? A good day from morning till night. I sat to the sun. Good morning, sun. Rise and shine today. Yes, it's a good day for singing a song. Yeah, it's a good day for moving along. Yes, it's a good day. How can anything go wrong? A good day from morning till night. A good day. Yes, it's a good day. For shining your shoes. A good day. For losing your blues. Everything to gain and nothing to lose. A good day from morning to night.
I got at least 3 different pairs of sunglasses while I was there. I probably could have gotten more pairs of sunglasses, but I don't know. I didn't go to like every single thing. There was like a Nerf area. Oh, and these aren't sunglasses, by the way, because you cannot see out of them. I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, you just can't see out of them at all. So yeah, lots and lots of freebies. I did end up getting some merch from somebody that I don't know, the amazing Phil. I don't know, I just liked his shirt. It says try new things, and that's what I was doing the whole time I was at VidCon. I even vlogged while I was there, and I wanted to learn how to vlog in public while I was there because I'm not good at vlogging in public. But I also had my friend Markeith with me, and then I met another friend named Debbie who actually lives here in Kansas City, so I was like super stoked to have met her. She actually, the way we met was through a collaboration board that TubeBuddy was putting on. So TubeBuddy, if you're watching this, thank you so much for that collaboration board. That was awesome. Now make an app where creators can find each other at these conferences. Please, I would love that. Yeah, it was really cool because you could write your information down on a card, stick it up on a board, and then other people could see your cards and you could see other people's cards, vice versa. I kept going up there and checking them, but that's how Debbie found me. The last day, which was Saturday, we ended up going to Disneyland after we were done with all of our panels and stuff. So that was really fun. I had never been there, and she's like a Disney expert, so she was giving me the whole tour. So thanks, Debbie. That was really fun. If you're in the creator track, there are creator track lounges that you can go in and hang out and like meet new people. There's creator networking events you can go to and meet new people. There are a lot of concerts there. There's a lot of celebrity appearances, which I didn't really care to go to because of all the screaming people. I also saw Donna from That 70s Show. Not sure what her name is. Is it Alex in Orange is the New Black? But I saw her there and I was really confused as to why she was there. So the reason why I say that it changed my life is because it kind of did. Like, okay, this is gonna sound really weird, but basically I had somebody do a tarot reading for me and I did a tarot reading for myself, and I just kind of like told myself, you know, I'm gonna meet some really cool people. Like, this is gonna be such a huge opportunity for me going to VidCon this year. Like, July itself is gonna be such a good month, and that's what I saw for my tarot. I had somebody else do a tarot reading for me, and they were like, you're gonna meet a lot of cool people that are gonna do a lot of collaboration. Like, and I hadn't even told them really about VidCon at all, and they were talking about how it was gonna be like such a successful month, and it's just gonna kickstart basically everything for me. I don't know what that is yet, but it's just gonna be like really good, and I'm gonna like just kind of like have an awakening of sorts, which sounds like really cheesy, but I totally did. Like, I met some super awesome people. I met, like I said, I met Markeith and Debbie at VidCon. They both believe in the power of like manifesting your own life and like attracting your own life through law of attraction and different things and just positivity in general. So again, if you haven't checked out their channels, I'll leave them down in the description box below. Highly recommend you check them out. They're really cool people. At this exclusive party that I went to on Sunday, I actually was supposed to leave on Sunday, and I convinced, well, I didn't have to convince them because it's a great opportunity to meet and network with a bunch of people, which I did do, but I asked if I could stay the night again on Sunday and so that I can go to this party. And it wasn't like a normal party. Like, it's not like a party. It was like a chill party with like a jam session and like just beautiful up in the Hollywood Hills.
One more time for Andy putting this party together. It turned out pretty cool.
And there was an oxygen bar, there was a masseuse there was just like a bunch of musicians there as well, and just from all over the place. The band, I mean, there was like not even a band, it was just like, come play these instruments, and it was so cool. And I met some really awesome people. I met different producers. I met an actress and her friend who's also in the film industry, and it was just so awesome. And it was funny because these two girls that I was sitting with for most of the night, they were just like awesome, and we totally hit it off so like quickly. And I was kind of bummed because, like, man, I have to leave tomorrow, but you guys are like my best friends. Like, we were like a best friend group and I had just met them. It was so cool. But yeah, I mean, I would say it was life-changing just because I met so many different people, and I almost finally like realized, just by being surrounded by so many awesome, creative, just talented people of all ages, and most of them are older than I am, just like I kind of realized that there's like a difference between being like professional and like serious and like super like filtered, and being professional but still being yourself and still being fun, still being funny, still being goofy, like still being carefree. And that's something that I just hadn't realized until this weekend, is that there's a difference between the two. I just thought I had to be like so filtered and like couldn't be myself because I had to be professional because I have a professional grown-up job now. Like even though the culture is so awesome, I was still like putting a filter on myself and just not like joking around because I was afraid I was gonna say the wrong thing, or like worrying what people would think about me, having anxiety around clients. And like I met all these really cool people who are in super high positions at VidCon, and they're all laid back people. And I even met one of the producers I was talking to, like he was also into manifestation and law of attraction, like 100%. Like we had this pep talk and he was just like talking about like, if you set your mind to it and you set these goals, like you can reach them, you have to believe in yourself, and like all these cool things. And like I just, like I've heard it before and I thought it was cliche, but it's actually 100% true. Like I got myself here some way or another, and I can do it again. I can keep going the track that I'm on and just keep growing and growing. And yeah, it was really cool. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you need to know. So I guess I'll just say that I just kind of developed like a confidence that I didn't know that I had, and I'm like totally like content with where I'm at. Like I'm not in a hurry anymore. I'm not really stressed out anymore. I'm not, you know, like worried about being myself, because like if there's a problem I'll address it when it happens, but like I'm creating these issues within my mind about being creative and just being myself that I realize like it's just me creating these issues and like nobody else is creating them. Because I was literally so outgoing at this party. Like I was outgoing throughout the whole entire weekend, and I thought I was gonna be like socially awkward because I've always told myself, oh, you're socially awkward, ha ha ha, like you shouldn't have said that, you should have said something else. Like I've just been giving myself like this anxiety that I didn't really need, and I was like so accepted by everybody at this party, that like strangers I don't even know that are like super cool, like they're all cooler than me, like, you know, and I was just like accepted by them. So that was so cool, and that was such a nice thing to experience, and it just kind of like completely changed my outlook on myself and life in general. And I'm confident vlogging in public, so I mean it's like a win-win, dude. It's awesome. But yeah, so 10 out of 10 recommend going to VidCon, especially if you are just somebody who needs to get out of your shell, meet new people. Don't be afraid. Everybody's awesome. Everybody's creative. I'm trying to turn myself around. And I really want to go again next year. So if I do end up going next year, I want to meet you. I want to hang out with you. I didn't really get to meet a whole lot of people that I knew had watched my stuff, at least not on this new channel. So if you're going to be there, let me know. I would love to meet you. And thank you so much for watching. If you went to VidCon this year, let me know what your favorite part about VidCon was down in the comments below. Let me know if you're going to go next year. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Potato chips, how my mouth does rip potato chips. Oh, drip, 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 crunch, crunch. I don't want no lunch, all I want is potato chips. Potato chips, how my mouth does rip potato chips. Oh, drip, 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 crunch, crunch. I don't want no lunch, all I want is potato chips.